Hi everybody. So I decided to make another video. It's kind of like a frequently asked question. It's pretty much like the most common question that that I get, and it's for people that are just starting out. And it's what kind of dreads should I make if I'm a noob at synthetic dreads. Now I suggest making this kind. I know you can't really see it. It's just a straight black dread, and it is about, I think, a foot long, a little bit over a foot, and that's just taking a package of hair and snipping it in the center, and then you have like this like really long piece, and then you just fold it over the string and whatever. But like this is like a good starting point. I find that especially when you're like, when I was first doing this, I started with like straight black dreads that were a foot long, and like don't get into the 2-foot ones until you're comfortable with that sort of strain on your head, because that can be very uncomfortable. Now when you're first starting out, you don't want to go for transitional ones just because they take so long to make. Well, they don't take that long, but they take longer. So if you want to get into dreads and you just want to do it, go for the straight color black ones, or if you have red hair, red ones or whatever. Any color you want, as long as it's one tone. It's just like, it's a way to transition. It's a good way to transition from like having normal hair to start having dreads, and then you eventually go into color and stuff like that. That's what I did when I first started. I started with black, and then I slowly went into color, and now they're just kabam! And like these ones are 2 feet long, and my head is just used to it now. It's used to that sort of strain on the hair, so it's all about your hair texture and stuff. Like I know some people, their hair can't handle the strain from being in the braid in the dread. So like you need to know your hair type and like what stuff you're comfortable with, like, you know. So that's like one of the big questions I always get, is what kind of dread to start with. So yeah, the second most common one is if you're first starting out, if you should use single-ended or double-ended. Now for me, this is kind of like a mixed, because I use both whenever I make a dread set. Sometimes I either go full on for the single-ended dreads, or I go full on for the double, and then there's the occasion when I mix them. And like my hair now is actually mixed between, like, I had my bangs out before. I had single-ended dreads in the bottom, and then I had double-ended in my crown area, and then I just put single-ended in the front of my hair where my bangs were, so it looks more realistic. See, that's kind of what you want. You don't want it to look like so unnatural that it's obvious. You want it to look somewhat realistic, so that people kind of look and like, is that a real hair? Because I get asked that a lot. Like I have my one painting teacher, when she was taking portraits of us, she actually thought that the green in my dreads was actually my real hair, and I had to tell her, it's like, no, it's plastic. It's just plastic. And yeah, so those are the top two. Like for me, I would recommend just testing it out yourself. Like some people prefer single-ended dreads, others prefer double-ended. Me, it doesn't really matter. You get a fuller head of hair if you use double-ended dreads opposed to just single-ended. But if you mix them, you get both the realistic quality and the fullness from both of them, from double-ended and single-ended dreads. Now, the third question that I get a lot is how to wash your hair when you're in the shower, and how to prevent odors and stuff like that. Because I've had a couple of my subscribers message me saying, hey, I'm a smoker, how do I avoid my hair from absorbing that odor or whatever? And like I grew up with my mom, my dad both smoke, and I'm around it a lot because pretty much most of my friends smoke too, and I find that scented sprays like body sprays work very well. Deodorizers work pretty good, like Febreze and that, like those work really well. And if you want, I think I said this before, if you don't wash your hair when it's in the dread, use a deodorizing spray, which is can be from like Febreze to Airwick. You can get the scentless ones that just like get rid of the smell, and I've actually used that quite a bit whenever I'm around my friends that smoke with my hair. Now like plastic doesn't absorb the odor from like smells. It's your hair itself that absorbs the odor and causes that funk. So like what you want to do is just make sure that you spray your roots if you don't wash your hair. And like what I do is like I wash my hair like once a week. I always rinse and then like whatever, and that just gets rid of it. My hair doesn't smell. It smells like coconuts right now. So yeah. So make sure like scented body sprays is a must when you have synthetic dreads, especially when they're really long, because like right now the weather is kind of like fucked. So like whenever I go to school I'm like sweating, and like you just want to make sure that you have like a nice spray so you don't like stink up the place, you know. Another thing is when you store your dreads, you make sure that you put like what are they? They're like fabric softener sheets. They absorb odor as well. Just like I store my dreads separately, like from the ones that are just made to the ones that I actually wear, the ones that are clean and the ones that are dirty that I've previously worn. So I just keep them in a bin like this, and these are the ones that I've previously worn, and they are clean, and I will be posting a video on how to clean them and stuff. All you have to do is like it's a solution of tea tree oil, a shampoo, and you just swirl it around pretty much. And yeah, so that's what I do for these. And you just make sure that it's in an airtight container with like a dryer sheet or something that just makes them so they don't smell like, I don't know, weird. But like yeah, I think that's it. If you have any questions, like I'm very adamant about getting back to my subscribers. If you message me, I comment back. I message back within 24 hours because I always make sure to check my YouTube in the morning, and it's linked with my emails. So like I also get it on my iPhone. So if you send me a message or whatever on YouTube, it goes to my iPhone. That's my ID on the back. Yeah, so it goes to my iPhone, and then I can see it, and then I go and I'll comment back and whatever. So just like if you have any questions at all, it doesn't matter if they're dumb or anything like that, or I'll answer, like it doesn't matter. Like if you have a question, I'll answer it. Like I said, if you have any questions, PM me on YouTube. That's a personal message, not comments, because comments are starting to get like really like I don't like seeing like my video comments and having it just be me replying to people. Like I'd like to see like actual like comments from others that I don't really have to reply to, because like I just want to leave the replying to my personal messages. So yeah. So if you have any questions, PM me, personal message on YouTube. Please make sure to comment, rate, and subscribe. Yeah, I think that's about it. I have a lot of homework to do, so I have to go now.